Hello, Dark Angel here, and today a small video about guild rate. Um, I see a lot of people struggling doing any kind of damage uh, because they're using the wrong heroes combination with the battle pet. In this case, you have the Stone Cold team because they're Stone Cold killers, but we're gonna make a small review why that particular team does that amount of damage. This week, I'm happy about my damage, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm not a pay-to-win player, so for me, any kind of damage above 10 million is more than enough. But this week wasn't great, but we managed to kill the 130 boss. And yeah, there are plenty players around the world that kill 150, 160, but it's not about flexing. Well, for me, it isn't. It is more like informing everybody that you can do just a good amount of damage on Ash, the Eternal Keeper, the guild raid boss. Now let's see what we did. This is not good. Was it this one? What I did last week. I think it's a Hall of Fame. That's just stupid. So my current week is 67 million, and that's all on the 130 boss. Last week I did 70 million with the same team. Only this week that team was a little bit stronger, but still couldn't do the 70 million. But it's 3 million away from being 70 million, and I think I didn't do that much attacks. Let's see, guild rate log 3 attacks. I mean, the most I did with the Stone Cold team, and I did some damage with this team, and then yeah, 246, and then I just quit because it doesn't even matter if I hit it again. Maybe 10,000 damage. I don't know. It's stupid. But let's see why this Stone Cold team is that powerful and can do that much damage. Why isn't no? Oh, it's opening. So as you can see, Sebastian and Zhu are on the top with actually a lot of damage. Isaac does a little bit damage, and then Nebula and Marta don't do any damage, and Albus with 8 million. I mean, the pet did more damage than Isaac, but it's not about doing damage with Isaac, Nebula, or Marta. It's all about doing damage with Albus, Zhu, and Sebastian. Now, as you can see, these three are actually more like supports, and Albus is actually doing both supporting and doing damage on its own. I mean, if this pet could fight alone, you did 8 million damage on the guild raid boss level 130. The level 140 is also displayed as 130, but this will be 14 million strength, whatever. So don't mistake when you look at logs from guildmates that more or less damage. You have to look at this one. So what's about Isaac and Oliver as patronage? Because I see lots of people using Axel for Isaac and then using Oliver for Marta, but I strongly suggest not doing that, because if you put Axel on Isaac, Isaac will die pretty fast, and he is being used in this team as a tank. Now, it's unusual to use non-tanks as tanks, but in some cases it works. Like, for example, if you have a fully upgraded Dante and you use him as a tank, he is just like a animal, a beast. He's ulting one after the other because he gets the most hits, but you can only use him as a tank when you're facing physical teams, because if you're facing magical teams, he can't dodge magic, so that would be a waste. But whatever, we're not talking about Dante, we're talking about a Stone Cold team now. Sebastian and Zhu are actually there to boost critical hits, physical damage as well. Um, Isaac is actually there to boost armor penetration, more support than anything else. You need to keep him alive, so his glyphs should be upgraded health first, and then some armor and stuff, and AP as well. If you have it maxed, then this video is not of your concern because you know what you're doing. Nebula is actually there for a small portion of healing, not that much, but she is actually there to boost the physical attack of Sebastian and Zhu. Marta is there to speed up, also providing armor for the team. And yeah, lots of healing. As you can see, Zhu can heal some portion of himself, but it's actually not that much, but it's okay. Now, do not despair if you, for example, your Isaac isn't that strong, and in the past you've been losing a lot with low damage. You can always use Axel instead of Albus. Your team will survive just a little bit longer to do a little bit of damage, but once your team is actually ready to take the hits, then Albus is the one you need to take to boost that damage outcome. If your team is not up to the boss, then use Axel, because otherwise your team dies too fast and can't do any kind of damage. Now let's see. Let's go to just the heroes and review a little bit more about this team. Now, as you can see, no, we're gonna do first this one. We have the glyphs. It's all maxed out, but as you can see, this is only for physical damage. This is armor, I guess. This is magical defense. This is her health, and this is what is this? The stamina or whatever. What the fuck is this anyway? Wait, stats. Agility. I'm trying to review and I don't know shit. But this is a support hero. Additional role is healer. You can see that in her statistics. If you fight any battle with Nebula, the portion of her healing to the team is actually rather neglectable or whatever. She doesn't do that much of healing because it's an additional role. She is actually a support hero. So what does she do? She supports and boosts physical as well as magic damage. But in the Stone Cold team, it's all about physical. So you need Nebula to boost that even more than when she's not there. You can also go to her artifacts and see what her stats. Now, her first artifact is actually physical attack. She does more physical attack boosting than magic attack, but she does both. But as you can see, this is what she provides for the team. The first, what is this? Artifact of any hero. The first artifact is actually the one that gives bonus stats to your entire team. So yeah, this is not maxed out, but it's absolute star. So she gives an additional 18,897 physical attack, and for her own, she gives dodge as well as health, and her agility goes up in her last artifact. So let's go and find ourselves the next one. So here we got Martha. Marta is a formidable healer, and also you have to use her to speed up your entire team. So that means the energy will build up faster, so the ultimates will come faster and you do tons and tons of damage in really short period of time if your team uh, can stay alive long enough. So her stats is actually a healer and additional role support. So what does she do? She's actually a healer, but her additional role is support. What is this support all about? Now, this support is speeding up your hero team, everybody. And let's see what her artifacts are all about. She will give you 27,330 armor extra, an additional armor boost. Also, she will give herself 10k magic attack and 50,000 health, and then the intelligence, cha cha cha. I mean, it's not rocket science. If you want to learn more about, you have to go look for it. Jew. Jew is terrible in PvP, really. I mean, but against bosses, he is a beast. Now, you can say, why wouldn't you use your like your 134k with Pettis 146k Kark, because he cannot lift a boss because the boss too big. So the additional damage that he actually does to an entire opponent PvP team is he lifts a few heroes in the air and does a ton of damage on these. So he's actually pretty good, but is he OP? No, because there are other. I mean, there is no OP team because there's always a counter for any team out there. I mean, it's a battle from the credit card league. So I don't really care if I win or lose in PvP. I don't give a shit. So sorry for my language, but I cannot express enough. I don't give a rat's ass. I want to have fun, and along the way, I started to learn about that Osh team, about Stone Cold team. I had to figure it out also by learning from others because I didn't know anything about it since I think 5 6 months ago. I was actually wondering why can't my car do any damage, and I start talking with people and they say, "Yeah, but car cannot lift any bosses, so he sucks if you fight bosses." Period. So let's see what this Jew is all about. So he's actually a marksman, and his hero stat is strength. So it doesn't have an additional role. As you can see, his physical attack is pretty high. His armor penetration is pretty high. Only his magic defense is pretty low. His magic attack is just neglectable. His armor isn't that great anyway, but his critical hit chance is pretty good. His strength is okay. His agility, intelligence. I mean, but it's all about this his physical attack. Now, as you can see, if you go to the artifacts, now what does he do for your? I mean, he gives a boost of 7,590 critical hit chance. So when you actually do a critical hit, your damage outcome or your damage input is bigger than the normal hits. So that's why this team, the Stone Cold team, is doing so much damage because it goes pretty fast. I mean, it goes really fast. If you follow those fights in just normal speed, then you can see that once Marta is doing her ultimate, then you can see the energy bars of your entire team goes up twice as fast. I mean, and then yeah, all hell breaks loose. Um, for his second artifact, he does for himself an additional 2,673 critical hit chance and his 3,200 physical attack. Now, his strength is pretty low because I still need to gather these chaos cores because I already have that shit done. But hey, it's a long run game, so I don't really mind. Not being the ultimate fighter or anything. So we have our two supports and one marksman already, and now we're gonna go over to Isaac. And Isaac is actually the key the key hero in the Stone Cold team, in my perception. Yes, or she is. No, he is, and this is a she. Whatever. Fuck it. Stats: main role support and additional role control. Special: he's an engineer, and main hero stats is agility. Now you can see where why do you want him in your team? It's all about armor penetration. Now look at that, 10,408 AP. So his physical attack is 40k. His armor is 14k. His health is 219k, which is not that great. That's why you need to put Oliver on him, because Oliver gives an additional health points, so he will stay alive to do what? To do this. 26,325 armor penetration additional put into the team. So I mean, if you can count a little bit what I just said about the previous heroes, then the armor penetration, the critical hits, and the physical damage is at such a point that, I mean, it's like driving a bulldozer into your front lawn and mow your grass or whatever. It's just overpowered, period. And that's why people using that particular combination of team. Now here we go. We have Sebastian. Sebastian, as well as you can see, Zhu is all about critical hit chance, and it's. I mean, this is 91. This is 92. 7,000. So yeah, I think they're about the same critical hit chance amount. Then also Sebastian give himself 1,750 critical hit chance and 2,100 physical attack for the time being. I actually started on Sebastian pretty late, I think a month or two ago, started upgrading him, and he's actually not that bad right now because I put everything I did in the last 2 months. I just neglected anything else, but I put everything in him. And this is the outcome after 2 months grinding and grinding. I didn't put a single euro or dollar or rupee or yen or whatever currency you have in your country. I didn't put any money in it. Nothing. Just grinding, grinding, grinding. So, and yeah, agility. So let's see. So you put. Let's go to the sanctuary. Pets. I have a good thing about Fenris. Fenris is not maxed out, but he is getting there. So he's 123,403 strong pet, which is good. Putting on Jew, doing great damage. Albus is not that strong, but he's getting there. I'm upgrading him to what is this, Violet +1. Yeah, this is already Violet +2, so I'm not really bothered with Axel at this point anymore. I'm actually more focused on every adventure I do, every loot I get, I will put in Oliver for now, just to make sure that my Axel gets the proper thingies. So let's see. Bonus stats for Oliver is health and armor. Now the armor is just neglectable, 4,703. It's not that bad, but look at this, 47,000, 43 health for this level of pet. I mean, I don't know how much it is when it's maxed out, but I bet it's gonna be a lot. Also, yeah, Kane. I mean, there is no other pet you can use for Nebula, I think. No, still no Nebula. Only Kane for Nebula because she's actually a Dodger, um, which is okay. It don't really matter. So Fenris for Jew, Albus for Sebastian because Albus gives magic attack and physical attack. Actually, more magic than physical if you can see it like this. But I want to have Jew to have the most um, armor penetration and physical attack that it can. I mean, I think Jew needs more support than Sebastian for that matter. But you can correct me if I'm wrong. Now, yeah, we already saw that Axel goes with Marta magic attack and armor, but I mean you could see in the statistics that Marta is not doing any noticeable damage, but it's okay. She's just there to heal, speed up, and give armor boost. Period. It's more you rely on healing first and boosting some armor in the second place. Now, and I think I got them all. So that's why you can do so much damage. Now, there is also the thing about these buffs. I did what to use, but I always make sure that by the end of the week I have 25 million gold to purchase all these. It's 25 million if you boost them all. I mean, if you use Meteors of Haste, now this is a speed up boost. I mean, if you buy that 5 times you have, while Meteor Shower is active, all heroes boost their speed by 100%. Now, who wouldn't want to have a 100% speed boost and have Marta in the team with additional speed boost? So you can only imagine how fast things go, and that's all. That's the reason why that team does that amount of damage. Period. I mean, this one boosts damage dealt by defense spheres by 15%, and then you have minus decreased damage dealt by the wormhole, and wormhole generates skills by 15%. So actually these gold buffs is they just there to support and all whatever. All heroes enter combat with 25% energy, and keep in mind that Sebastian has that thingy called shit, I forgot. What is his skill? Public idol, yeah. So he already starts with an additional energy, so it's possible that when you use this, that it only take a second to make him make his ultimates. Then you have the defense sphere override. It weakens the basic attacks of defense sphere by 15%. So actually, all these buffs are there to either boost speed, also boost the damage dealt, and decreases damage received 2 times once speed up boost 20%. Yeah, if you buy it 5 times, it's 100%. So then I don't really know what to buy. I just bought the Chosen by Star after a Meteor Shower. All heroes gain a buff that increase all healing dealt by 100% for the duration of 7 seconds. Now, if that thing occurs and your team is in dire and almost going to die, and Marta is just making her ultimate in that 7 seconds, yeah, she heals the whole team, period. So actually, this weekend I bought the Survivor's Willpower. Defeating a nightmare generated by inflicted slumber or nightmare vision grants a 10 minus second 100% a 10-second vampirism aura to the entire team. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but I don't really care. But then I came to the uncommon buffs and I bought all of these just to see what happens. Now last week I bought I think it was this one. All heroes on the team deal 25% bonus damage against nightmares for each nightmare on the battlefield. I really need to get, but I actually this weekend I wanted to compare the 150 I would spend on here buying I think 3 of these, and actually I think normally I buy this one and this one every week. Or was it this one? I think it's this one and that one. But I thought maybe I'm gonna buy all these and see what happens. I have 14 buffs active, but I did less damage than last week because the 70 million that I did last week was actually just one attack. Um, and I didn't want to attack anymore because we are already on the 140 boss, and for me it was no use to do it again. I have still 2 attacks left, but actually that's the reason why your team does the damage that it does. Glyphs, very important. I mean, I have my um, physical attack and also doing the health. As you can see, it's almost maxed out, but it's gonna take a while to get these things. And actually, in this team, my Sebastian is the weakest in power, but still does do the most damage of all. So, do you really need this one to be this great? Fuck yeah, man. And imagine if let's say my Sebastian would be in this range, like 140,000k, 140,000. I mean, it's 140k, not 140,000k, because that means you have to, you know what I mean. So that would mean that he does twice or triple or even quadruple damage. You really need to have a good balance, but the main hero that actually makes the thing go around, in my opinion, is Isaac, because Isaac needs to be alive for the armor penetration most period. That's it. So small, maybe a long review. I don't know how long am I already talking? Ooh, 27 minutes. If I missed anything about this team or missed anything to mention about this team, then I'm really sorry. Um, I just want everybody to know that if you if you see it in a straight way, that team is the one you need to do damage to the guild raid boss. And if your team or particular heroes are not that strong, then maybe you should start working on that, because if your team is that weak, and sorry for what I'm gonna say now, then you have to acknowledge that your main team isn't that strong either. So is it then of any concern to you that you actually keep investing in your main team, do small amount of damage on Osh team, making it impossible to actually defeat higher level bosses and have more loot to get your heroes ascended? Because imagine if 30 people start thinking about investing everything they got every day, they invest the loot they got into that team, and boom, one defeat 160 boss, and you do that every week, then you get the maximum loot you can get, and your heroes can grow even stronger. I mean, the proof is there. The Ascension Spire or Spires, yeah. I mean, this is only level 2. 2, not even 2. This is only 1. This is 2. This is 2. This is 1. And this is 1. I mean, I'm not even there. But I can only imagine if we start investing in this team and do good damage, 140 boss kill, 150 boss kill, your loot gets bigger and bigger and more and more, and then you can do more ascensions, and then more ascensions mean more great wisdom, and then you can upgrade that. And this tree is not about one hero, it's about multiple heroes, as you can see. um, this is what I need to have at this level, at least, to get 3 of my team members a boost. This one as well, and this one, yeah, for sure. I mean, this was my biggest mistake, that I didn't really know what I was doing with Asgard, but now I started to learn about it, and I can assure you that my team is getting stronger, faster than before, because now I know what to do. So hey, I'm gonna leave you all to it. I wish you all the best of luck next week on minion fights, and don't be afraid to fight minion positions with only 2 heroes, because that's what I do all the time. If we start at 130 or 140, 140 I lose a lot, but if I fight these 3 man's positions in the minions, um, I try to divide my team into 3 strong teams to get that thing done. But most of the time, the third one is with Kark and Faceless. I fight it with just 2 heroes, or sometimes 3. That's just my tank, Kark and Marta, and Axel as a battle pet. If I lose, I lose. But I will keep trying to get that position, because if you don't completely take out that position, you don't get any loot from it. So the loot is more important than anything else for me. I don't know about you, but hey, thank you for watching, because I'm keep talking. Um, Thank you for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. You all stay safe out there. Take care of each other and be well.